In this class, we will be focusing on variables, and we're going to be looking at some important features of these variables, features that we need to focus on if we want to understand how these variables have been analyzed and whether they were analyzed correctly. So in other words, we're asking what do we need to know about a variable so that we can understand how it is being used. There is tons of features of a variable that we could look at, but we're going to focus as usual on the most important ones. The first one is something called the level of measurement of a variable. This is a very important topic, if for nothing else, because it is often underestimated, and so people forget to check what this is and they end up using wrong methods because they picked the wrong level. The other one is what I would call the type of continuity. Some variables can only take values which jump from one to the other. Some other variables can take values that can change continuously. This has somewhat of an effect and can have importance in some situations, so we need to make sure that we understand how that works. The third thing that we're going to be looking at very quickly is the dependence role. This has to do with something you have seen before, namely dependent and independent variables. So are we talking about a variable which is behind the process on its tail end? Is it created by the process, or is it created in the process? Again, this concept in this context, independence and dependence have a slightly different meaning than they did in your high school algebra, so we're going to clarify that quickly. And finally, we're going to look at one issue that has the potential for creating confusion when it comes to variables. So let's start from the first one. What is the level of measurement of a variable? Well, in a nutshell, the level of measurement identifies the type of information that it's carried by its possible values. Okay, so again, there is a lot of interplay between variables and their values. So we're starting from this one. When we look at a variable and we think about what are its possible values, we have to ask what kind of information do those values convey. Let me give an example. If we look at a cake, we can ask all kinds of things about this cake. We can observe all kinds of variables associated with this cake, but they all have different kind of connotations, different kind of information. For instance, its flavor, whether it's chocolate or vanilla, is something which is very qualitative. The occasion for which it is being baked is also very qualitative. It could be a wedding, it could be a birthday, it could be just an anniversary or something like that. Taste rating, on the other hand, starts to be a little bit more quantitative. A cake can taste poorly, can taste okay, or can taste great. So there is a little bit of a quantitativeness, if there is such a word, involved in this. Or we can look at the size. Now we're talking about the real quantity. We can actually measure this thing. We can measure it in weight, for instance, or we can measure it in number of calories per serving. So these are all things that, again, convey different kinds of information. So we're going to be looking at what these different types are and how to identify them. So, why is this important? Well, quite simply because each statistical method works only for some levels of measurement. Well, some of them actually can be used a little bit more widely, but pretty much all statistical methods work best for certain levels of measurement, less well in others, and sometimes not at all in others. So if you pick a method that works for variables that have a certain level, but you're working with a variable at a different level, that's not going to work. You're going to end up with conclusions that may be totally wrong or misleading. There are 4 such levels, and I'm going to present them to you in order. There is an order to them. You'll see what that is as we go along. The first one is called the nominal level. The second one is called ordinal. The third one is called interval, and the fourth one is called the ratio. And I would like you to actually memorize these 4 names, become very familiar with them. You'll notice that their initials form the French word for the color black, noir, and that's why I've highlighted them in black. If you're into mnemonics, you may want to see if that helps you a little bit. If you're not too much into mnemonics, like I'm not, and you're more into food, then that stuff may remind you more of Nutella, but that's a different story. So whatever works for you, but certainly I would want you to try to memorize those 4 words as much as possible. Let's go through those 4 levels one by one.